Welcome everybody, we have arrived. Beautiful day here in Vail, Colorado for the Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championship. The premier event, the longest lasting snowboarding event in history, and we are here. My name is Jack Matrani. Honored to be sitting alongside snowboard expert, snowboard editor, snowboard magazine editor, Tom Monterosso. Tom, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing unbelievable. I love the U.S. Open. This is my favorite contest every single year. It's kind of the ender contest. This is what ends the season, and you go into summer with bragging rights if you're a U.S. Open champion. The weather's beautiful, and the women are set to kill it today.
Absolutely. We got the women's semifinals later today, the men's semifinals, and I'll tell you what, we're coming off of the Olympics. That means that this is the last chance for these women to prove themselves. And look at this start list. The most stacked start list you could ever imagine here at the 2018 Burton U.S. Open. Anna Gasser, a winner from last year. There you can see at the bottom of the start list here, Jamie Anderson coming off of an Olympic gold medal. You know she wants to take home the most prestigious award in snowboarding.
Absolutely, yeah. Of course, Jamie and Anna, huge storyline here in women's slopestyle, but don't count out girls like the up-and-comers like Julia Moreno, Haley Langland. They got something to prove here, that's for sure.
That's absolutely for sure. And I'll tell you what, it is a perfect day in Vail, Colorado. This slopestyle course is one of the best slopestyle courses we've ever seen. The conditions are perfect. We had an opportunity to watch some of the practice, and I'll tell you what, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, that's what's so nice about Vail, Colorado, is if it's not dumping snow here, it is absolutely bluebird and beautiful. So that's what we're looking at here for the U.S. Open. I can't wait to get it underway. It's crazy to think that the winter is almost coming to an end. That's what the U.S. Open deals with here.
And let's take a look at the course right now. Starting off at the top here, so many different options. And that's what I love about the Open, is it's not about the most technical run. The judges are looking for creativity, for variety, and this is the perfect course. Starting it off with the rails. As you can see, the flat down here, gap to the down, 22-foot long rail. That's a lot of rail, Tom.
That is a lot of rail there. So 3 little rail islands, like you said, Jack. Creativity is key here at the U.S. Open. Chris Gunnarsson and the Snowpark Technologies crew built a course that's not just focused on going straight down the hill. It's coming from the sides, it's redirecting, it's gapping in weird ways, and finding unique ways to ride this course. So look at that final feature number 6. There's 3 or 4 different ways to hit that thing. Now, every single feature is scored from 0 to 10. So the max trick score that you can get is a 60, but where does that other 40 points come from?
The flow score. This is the flow score right here. So every single hit has to be perfect, and then they're going to add your flow score at the end. They're looking for in between the jumps, how you look, what you're wearing, everything. They're just making sure that every single thing that you do is perfect. And as you see here, it says 16 riders. We have 14 riders, 2 runs, best run counts, and they're cutting it down to 6 for the finals on Friday.
That is a heavy, heavy cut. And it's pretty interesting because in semifinals, you get 2 runs. But if you were lucky enough to make it to finals, you're going to get 3 runs. But it makes it interesting from a strategic standpoint because you kind of can't put down much of a safety run. You only have 2 shots, so you really got to come out swinging in order to make it to the finals and be granted that 3rd run.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this is going to be a finals right here. I've been waiting all season long for the U.S. Open because look at it. It's perfect weather, perfect conditions, and now you get to see the course a little more close up in real life. Look, you can hit this. It's like a quarter pipe onto a jump landing. There's so many different ways to approach this course. As you can see, everybody enjoying that sunshine. It's spring break out here, Tom.
Yeah, it is beautiful here in Vail. I'm really excited for this contest to get underway. Look at on the far right side of that jump. It's almost like a dish, like a bowl corner, and you can hit it from kind of any different direction. So I'm really excited to see these girls ride this course because they're going to set the precedent for the men this afternoon and then, of course, for the finals on Saturday. So we are just about to get things underway here at the 36th U.S. Open. Can you believe that? 36 years.
36 year, and the level of snowboarding right now. We're coming off of an Olympic year, which always means that these riders are riding at the top of their game. And now this is their last chance to prove themselves here at the U.S. Open. As we're getting ready to start things off with Claudia Medlova, 24 years old, regular rider.
Yeah, Women's Rookie of the Year a few years back with Trans World Snowboarding. She's the next generation, absolutely. She is set to give it a run here and kick things off.
There she goes, strapping in. I could feel the nerves. I could feel the butterflies. About to start off the Burton US Open right here, right now, and show you how amazing this slopestyle course is.
Yeah, it is going to be crazy. Also, Jack, one thing we should mention is you can download the Burton US Open app, get up to date on all the scores, watch live events, and just kind of be in the know. If you're the social media savvy type, the hashtag is Burton US Open. So be sure to throw that tag on any and all social media posts.
Yeah, and here we go. We're dropping in. Claudia Medlova starting it off. Smooth gap to front board right there.
And then gaps out to the board slide. So 2 features down, 4 to go. 50-50 backside 180 from Claudia Medlova. So she's coming in switch, hitting it straight over the top. Cab 540.
Lofty cab 5 right there. Holds the grab the whole way. And a super stylish front 3 and holds on.
She almost landed down in the parking lot there.
Oh boy, oh, unfortunate that last hit home for the back 7. Just got a little bit away from her, but
that was spun so slow, that back 7. That was incredible. If she could have put that down, that would have set the bar really, really high here
right there. Oh, it went so big.
So there's the gap out to frontside board slide. Nice and squared up right between the bindings. That's what the judges like to see. And then gapping out, in contrast to that first trick, going for a regular board slide. And then here you see the 50-50 backside 180. If you think that she is just riding very slowly right now, she's not. That's actually slow motion, Jack. Help the judges kind of see what she did.
Even watching it in real time, I mean, these jumps are so lofty. I mean, that was nice to see the first rider take the course perfectly right off the top.
And that spatial awareness to kind of overcorrect, because she went a little too big on that frontside 360, and you see her just kind of adjust her body, slow her spin down, and ride away. Unfortunately, not able to put it down on that final jump.
I mean, it's nerve-wracking to be the first rider of any competition, especially the most prestigious contest in the snowboard industry. Holy cowabunga. I'm excited to see 13 more of the best female snowboarders in the world take this course.
Yeah, and then you think about, I mean, look at, Jamie Anderson is your final rider to drop. So the competitive advantage that Jamie has today, after watching every single girl put down their first run, what they have to offer, and then she can kind of counter back with what she thinks is going to be a better score.
It is a game of strategy, Tom.
All right, so Claudia Medlova is going to look toward her second and final run to try to make it up into that top 6. And right now you are looking at Kokomo Murase coming out of Gifu, Japan. Our youngest competitor in the women's field today, 13 years old. How ridiculous is that?
Making it look easy right there.
Gap to front side lip slide, and then a board slide 270. Strong rail game from Kokomo. Coming into the first of 3 jumps. Big old backside 720.
Barely holds on. One last speed check and a huge frontside 720. Just going a little too far.
Just landing a little bit in that back seat, but still with enough speed to hit that third and final jump. So back-to-back 7s and a 5. Unfortunately, on that second 720, she just landed a little heavy on her tail. But again, same thing for Kokomo as we said for Claudia. If she can put that run down, I think that's going to score in the mid to high 70s. That's a really strong run. And she had it all linked up really nicely here in the rail section. Board slide 270. And then that right there looks like to be the popular feature is that middle pole jam. And here is that frontside 720 grabbing melon. And just landing a little heavy on that tail. But this is also what the US Open is really good for, because I personally have never seen Kokomo ride. I've been introduced to so many snowboarders just from the US Open. It's unbelievable. It's a platform to launch professional snowboarders' careers.
Where the amateurs become pros and the pros become legends.
That's right.
There's also the Junior Jam yesterday. I mean, the Junior Jam is really the first opportunity that these riders have to show up on the map, prove themselves. And the winners of the Junior Jams actually get to go into the finals. So it's yesterday was half pipe competition, and we saw some incredible riding from the youngsters, 13 and under.
Insane.
We're gonna get to see them tomorrow in the half pipe competition. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
The youngest rider from the Junior Jam, which went down yesterday, 10 years old.
10 years old.
Insane.
I mean, imagine what that's like for the Junior Jam riders too. My God, just to be competing with these people, it's unbelievable. Some of the best riders in the world. And this is Anna Gasser. She won last year, took home a big air gold medal at the Olympics. She is absolutely in her prime right now.
Yeah, and
That's what it takes to defend it.
last year was undoubtedly Anna Gasser's introduction to that elite professional snowboarding level. So switch board slide 270. I heard a little ping there from her board hitting the side of the rail.
See if she can make up for it now. She really needs to throw down. Oh, and her first. Oh, that was awesome. Taking that skinny takeoff there. First rider to throw down on that.
So back one into the cab 5. Yeah, that's that creativity we were talking about. The judges are going to like to see that from Anna Gasser into a backside 720.
What's she going to throw? She needs something big, Tom.
Big
Huge
old
frontside
frontside 7. Wow, Anna Gasser making it count. Little bobble on that top rail. I don't know how much that's going to affect her because the rest of her run was really clean. And I think she's going to be awarded for how she approached that third kind of rail island.
Here's a look. Oh, so she comes off a little early and she spun on her board, unfortunately, and just clips the rail. And as we mentioned earlier, every single feature on this course, you have to do it perfect.
Yep.
They're judged individually, and so if you're going to mess up on the first rail, that means you really got to throw down on every other feature. But if they're taking 6 from 14, I have a feeling you're going to have to hit everything perfectly.
Yeah, that is a very, very heavy cut. 14 to 6. More than cutting it in half. But these live scores coming in from the judges here on the jumps are pretty good. 7 out of 10. Let's see what they scored her for that final feature. Frontside 720.
Look how big she goes halfway down the landing and holds on.
That's kind of her signature. Anna is known for going a little bit too big but landing super clean. She's really good at adjusting in the air and riding away.
And as she looks on as her score coming in at 66.1, she knows she has better than that. Sometimes you just got to get that first run out of the way.
Yeah,
even
you
if
get
it's
the jitters.
sketchy, get the jitters out of the way, especially if you land. Even if it's not your best run, just kind of takes a little bit of the weight off the shoulder. So looking to see Anna improve on her second run to sneak into that top 6 as we make our way back to the top. What do we got, Tom?
This is Sina Kandrian coming out of Switzerland.
Did you hear that? So rider ready. I'm not ready.
Got to finish strapping in first.
Fast 3 American minutes.
Listening along, you can hear how nervous they are. I mean, this is the most nerve-wracking part where you're standing at the top right now looking down. You probably landed this run 1,000 times in practice, but this is when it counts right now. Run number 1. Here we go, Sina. What has she got for us today, Tom?
Sina is a goofy footer. So let's see how she's going to approach this first rail island. What feature she is going to seek out. So 50-50 on the flat down right there. Coming into the second little rail island. Gap out to board slide. Looks like she's heading for that cannon. 50-50 and a little melon right off there.
Taking it nice and smooth, not too technical, but definitely a smooth, in-control line. A nice back 540 off that first jump. Coming in switch, backing it up with the switch backside 540, holds on. Throwing on the brakes there. Last hit, front 7, melon gets it. Nice smooth run.
Clean run from Sina Kandrian.
Sina, a veteran, has been competing at this event for years.
Yeah, she's had some really good results here too.
Oh, so there's a little transfer
so she
there.
went transfer there, 50-50 to 50-50. So a little transfer from rail to rail. That's going to give her some creativity points.
I don't know, that 4.4 wasn't too high of a score out of 10, but maybe she goes 50-50 gap front board. Judges might hook her up a little more. And there's that melon tweak off the pole jam.
And Sina is definitely known a little bit more as a jumper than a rail rider. She's a really, really good jumper. So I think she's going to try to make up some points here in the jump line. There's that switch backside 540, scoring a 6.2 out of 10 for an individual trick score.
And I would say, you know, this is probably one of Sina's safety runs. You know, she's a veteran. She just wanted to put one down. She's been on the Sina for a long time, and so definitely knows what she's doing there.
So
nice, calm, cool, and collected. She can finally breathe.
What is that total score going to be? So total trick score is going to be a 33.2. Now the flow score is a max of 40 points. They're going to give her a 23.4, so a 56.6. That'll be good for second place, right behind Anna Gasser.
It's just not like it used to be, Tom. That's the way it used to be. A semifinals, you know, you drop in, you throw something really safe down. Obviously still a little technical, but now you got to throw your A game. And you know, in finals, we're going to be seeing doubles, and I have a feeling we're going to have to see some doubles here today.
Yeah, is there such thing as a semifinal anymore? Or is every stage of a contest a final?
It's got to be these days. I mean, just the level of riding used to be maybe like 5 or 6 of the best, and now every single one of these riders here today has what it takes. And especially the young guns. All they want to do is throw down their best so they can make the final, so they really put the pressure on. And here goes Brooke Voigt, the Canadian, starting it off with a smooth front board into a 50-50 front 3, known for her technical rail riding, as she proves it to us. Smooth and stylish all the way through the first 3 features there.
Taking a lot of speed into that first jump. Switchback 5. Coming into the 5th feature, front side 720. So Brooke is linking together quite a run. And then a backside 540, and she puts it down. So Brooke Voigt, very strong first run. That was a very, very clean first run. I mean, even if it doesn't score where you want it to score, if you're a rider and you just land your first run, that's got to be a confidence builder no matter what.
100%.
So there's 50-50 backside 180. So coming in switch now.
You know, the judges are really looking at everything closely, and as you can see, it's not in the rider's favor when they have the super slow-mo, because as you can see, look, reaching for the grab and just touching it. The judges want to see held grabs, different grabs, all the way through to the landing, and so a slap is really going to affect their score.
And that would be reflected in the flow score. You know, if you're not holding onto your grabs, you're only spinning, you know, one direction down the course, that will affect your flow score. So Brooke Voigt will bump Sina Kandrian down to 3rd with a 58.2 and stay in 2nd place behind your current leader, Anna Gasser. As we head back up to the top, women's slopestyle semifinals. We are just about halfway through the first of 2 runs. This is Yuka Fujimori from Nagano, Japan, the host city of the 1998 Olympics, where snowboarding made its Olympic debut.
We're 5 runs in right now with the highest score of a 66.15. I'm going to go ahead and say I think you're going to need at least a 70 to make it in that top 6.
At least. I think the cutoff will be around 74, 75.
We got some big runs to go here.
So 50-50 to 50-50 transfer. Starting things off for Yuka Fujimori. In board slide 270. 50-50, little grab off there, grabbing front side. Backside 540.
That's the grabs you want to see right there. Not only grabbing, but then putting a little extra tweak on it, a little extra English. It's all about style here today.
Back 5 into a cab 5, and then a front side 7. So a clean run from Yuka Fujimori. Very nice showing.
So Yuka looking good for run number 1.
Where do you think that's going to put Yuka, Tom?
You know, I kind of need to see the slow-mo here, you know? It makes a lot of difference, like you said.
Yeah, as you can see, she was trying to go gap to back lip right there, but fortunately kept it at the 50-50.
And then board slide 270 out.
Really trying to pull it around, having a little bit of trouble.
And then a 50-50, grabbing front side there off that pole jam.
Do you think a grab off the pole jam gives them extra points, or is that just a little extra flavor?
I think it'll give them a little bump.
Maybe like a 0.1.
Yeah, I think they get a few points out of it. And then there's that switch front side 540, also known as a cab 5. And then a front side 720, grabbing mute, front hand toe edge. Pretty good run from Yuka Fujimori. I think it's going to be a good trick score, 32.8 for her trick score. And then a 31.2 for a flow score. So she is going to bump Brooke Voigt down to 3rd place, and Yuka Fujimori will take over that 2nd place spot behind Anna Gasser. So a couple switch-ups we're seeing here in that top 3 in this first run of the women's semifinals. That is Isabel DeRungs.
Another veteran. Very used to standing on top of the stage here at the Burton US Open. She knows what it's going to take to get into that top 6. The question is, Tom, in run number 1, is she going to throw it down? She looks calm, cool, and collected.
She does.
Have fun.
Yeah, Isabel's been here before. She knows what it takes. She doesn't look that nervous right now. So Isabel DeRungs on course. And now the transfers are starting. You see how, one rider does something and then others start to kind of feed off of that energy? I think that's pretty cool. So coming into that 3rd rail island there, 50-50 backside 180.
Perfect. Landing it so clean.
So Isabel coming in
Woo!
switch. Really nice switch back 5.
Almost goes upside down, but unfortunately couldn't hang on.
That's not stopping her though. She's like, well, now I get another practice run, basically.
Oh, and here we go, our first rider to hit the side, showing us what she's got for run number 2, a back rodeo off the side takeoff there on the final jump.
Yeah, and as riders start hitting those jumps from the sides, it's going to be interesting to see where the judges are going to be scoring that, as opposed to hitting it in a straight over fashion. So Isabel DeRung starting things off 50-50 to board slide. Then pole jam, backside 180. Nice little setup trick for the first jump. And this is a frontside 360 tail. This is after she unfortunately kind of bobbled and reverted on that switch backside 5. And there you see the backside rodeo from the quarter pipe transferring over to the jump landing. So I think that's going to be a throwaway run for Isabel DeRungs, but she has one more to get up into that top 6 to make it to Saturday's final.
Score's been pretty close.
So Isabel DeRungs will end up with a 44.7. That will be good for 5th place, ahead of Kokomo Morassi in 6th. Anna Gasser still your leader. And we are just about halfway through the first of 2 runs here in women's slopestyle semifinals. Been a really good contest so far.
So far, so good, but we still have the best yet to come. Currently, Anna Gasser not even putting down her best run and sitting in 1st. I think it goes to that 3rd feature, the only rider so far to take that skinny takeoff.
Yeah, and as we said, that's about 2 board widths wide, so there's very little margin for error on that feature. So it's about to get interesting here. We're in Vail, Colorado for the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships, halfway through run 1 of 2 for the women's slopestyle semifinals.
Just heating up, Tom.
Yeah.
We got Jamie Anderson still to come. We've got Haley Langland, Julia Moreno, and then our next rider, Miyabi Onitsuka from Japan.
Yeah, Miyabi, really talented young Japanese rider. She's young, but she's a veteran. I've seen her at the U.S. Open now. Maybe this is the 3rd or 4th year, and she's gotten really good at riding these slopestyle courses. So starting things off.
Lip 270 out there. Oh, half cab, back 3 off, saves it, almost hooked her edge, it looks like. Going into the pole jam, 50-50, 180 out.
So Miyabi Onitsuka looking to put it down. There's the cab 5 right there.
And then feature number 2, nice back 7, squeaks it around. Looking like a good run so far. Oh, and taking the side angle.
Big
Nice
old
front three Indy, and the hands go up. She's happy about that.
So very, very good first run from Miyabi Onitsuka. She had a couple switch tricks on the rails. I think she rode the rails really well. And I think on the jumps, she kind of just wanted to put a run to her feet, did her stock tricks, see what the score comes in at, and then try to improve upon that on run two.
Look at the style off that first rail right there.
Switch board slide 270.
Perfect. And this looks like almost catches right there, but saves it. Almost kind of puts her into a little cork 3 off of that rail.
And then into that pole jam feature, 50-50 front side 180.
Switching it up.
And that sets her up for the cab 540 right there.
I just love her energy. She's always so happy, so excited.
What I like about Miyabi too is she doesn't speed check. She is full speed all the time. She sends it no matter if it's a semifinal or a super final. She is always going for it.
There it is, the wave to the crowd, the smile on her face.
Trying to put something safe down, which is a very good strategy. Yeah, Miyabi. Domo arigato for being with us for another.
All right, so
Burton
waiting
Open
for
affiliate.
Miyabi Onitsuka's score to come in. You can tell the judges are kind of deliberating here. So we'll see if
Miyabi's
it's
like,
enough.
come on, judges, come
Yeah.
on, hook it up.
The first run scored.
I got to get back up top. My snowmobile's leaving.
Yeah.
Let me jump on that thing. So 36.7, that's a big trick score for
Looking
Miyabi.
good for Miyabi. Ooh, a 57, so the flow score comes in at a 21. It's so important to be smooth the whole way down.
Yeah, it goes to show you that.
Gotta hold all the grabs, you gotta hit all the rails clean and perfect.
Exactly, like that one rail bobble could have taken away 3 or 4 full points from Miyabi's entire run. So she's gonna look toward her second run as we go back up to the top, and this is Raira Iwabuchi. Another Japanese rider, 16 years old. Start things off with a frontside board slide.
A lot of Japanese riders in the field today.
And then a 50-50 right there. Going Mach 3. And then a 50-50 frontside grab off.
Coming in hot at this first jump right
She almost
there.
looked like she was in a rush to get to the jumps.
I know.
Just like,
Grease through those rails, just get it over with.
let me
to
get in the air.
jumps.
So back-to-back 540s, front side 540 to cab 540. There's a big old backside 720.
So smooth.
Very, very nice run from Raira Iwabuchi.
Definitely played it a little safe on the top rail section there, but a nice and clean jump section at the bottom there.
Just high-speed rail line.
I mean, they should just give her some extra points. I mean, I wonder what her time was on that. If that was like a speed and style
Yeah, do
competition.
you think someone told her, like, hey, the rails are timed?
Yeah, everything's timed.
You got 6 seconds.
The faster you go, the
to get
better
to the
you're going to
jumps.
score.
So there's that switch frontside 540. Scoring well with the judges. And let's see what this score comes in at.
Adorable. Look at her.
Just kind of the
So calm,
oversized
cool,
helmet
collected.
just
It's like,
hanging down there.
Look at the style. Look at how big her goggles are.
35.3 for trick score.
64-1, not bad at all. Enough for third.
Solid first
I
run
mean,
right there.
honestly, if she got a little bit more sideways on the top rail section, she could really have what it takes to get into that top 6 after the end of this. Oh, as we make our way back to the top, Haley Langland.
Yeah, Haley unfortunately didn't walk away from the Olympics with the showing she wanted, but she comes to the U.S. Open with a chance for redemption. This is one of the best slopestyle riders on the planet. She was introduced to the snowboarding world via the U.S. Open just a few years ago, and since then has skyrocketed.
Winning X Games Big Air, the first ever cab double cork 10.
Yeah, that was a watershed moment in big air snowboarding, without a doubt. That was unbelievable. So Haley.
And Haley's just one of those like core, cool, stylish snowboarders.
Yeah.
One of my favorite snowboarders to watch, and as you can see, an incredible start so far. Haley having such a good run right there with a beautiful frontside through. Is that a double grab,
That was
Tom?
a double grab there. Then into the
Another
backside,
double grab.
backside 540.
Still the nose, coming in switch. Come on, Haley. Nice cork cab 7 and oh! unfortunately slips away. That was the run of the day right there for Haley Langland.
I thought she was going to go cab 5, put one to her feet, see what the score comes in at, but Haley Langland has no off switch. She goes for it all the time.
She had it too, you know, it's just one of those things, that final jump. Here's a look at her top section in
Was
slow
it the
motion.
announcer's curse?
It might have been our fault.
No.
Look at that perfect landing right there. And here's a look at that again. Front 3 Indy to the mute. Little shifty poke there.
There's the cab 7.
Just came up a little short, you know, and that's the thing. If you come up a little short, the impact is hard to hold on to, especially if you're on your heel edge or too hard on your toe edge. So Haley showing us what she has, what it takes to make it into the finals, but unfortunately going down. So 40.5. And now she has one more chance. Whew. That's got to make her nervous.
Yeah.
And she's got a while to think about it. She's got at least, what, 30, 45 minutes before she goes again?
Yeah.
Back up to the top. Jules Moreno.
All right, Julia Moreno dropping in next.
From
Another
Connecticut.
rising star in the slopestyle and big air scene.
She's got the double
Thank you.
on lock. Yep, she's really proven herself to be one of the next best slopestyle riders here. And let's see what she's got. Run number 1. Nice 50-50 front lip transfer off that top rail into a smooth 50-50 front 3. Was that the slow motion cam right there?
Very smooth. Then 50-50 back 1. Coming in switch here. There's the underflip. Inverted cab 5.
Smooth so far. Back 7 holds on. Final jump for Julia Moreno. What's it gonna be? Oh, and unfortunately,
Same thing as Haley.
falling in the direction of her good friend Haley Langland, comes up a little short and just doesn't have what it takes to hold on.
Julia Moreno unfortunately falling on that final jump. Yeah, she just came up a little bit short, but I think right now,
Smooth rail section.
yeah, I think Julia's had the
Look at that,
best rail
8.2.
section of the day so far.
8.2 out of 10. Judges really giving her some extra credit for the smoothness on the rail section. And you really want Julia to make the finals because you know we're going to see some doubles.
I mean, Julia is one of the only women alive, let alone in this contest.
She's the only woman alive.
who has beaten Jamie Anderson in a slopestyle just outright. So, you know, you really, really want to see that matchup in the finals there. And I think you will. I think Julia's going to head up top.
I mean, she was looking so smooth.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, and that's why you got to give it up to these riders. There's no room for error. It's a matter of feet off that last jump. You go 2 feet too short, it's
And
not
then,
going to be good for
like
you.
we were talking about, these girls are only given 2 runs. So now you're kind of already in the pressure cooker. But I think now you just go up to the rider's tent, listen to some music, chill, and just reset for run 2.
Celia Norendal. As you can see there, only 2 more riders left to go after Celia. The resume, she must have a giant closet full of gold medals.
Multitude of X Games medals, US Open podiums. Celia is one of the best in the world at riding a slopestyle course. And right now, I got to say, the window's open. I think
Wide
that to
open.
get up into that top 6 right now,
You just got to put it down, Tom.
yeah, you just got to put one to your feet, get in that top 6, see what Zoe and Jamie put down, and then adjust from there.
Couldn't have said it any better.
So board slide to Fakey there. Coming in switch to the second rail island. Switch 50-50,
Nice.
switch back 1 off. On the first rider to hit the 25-foot flat bar. 50-50.
The off. Into the jumps, backside 7 mute, perfect. Coming in regular front side 540, Indy puts it down clean. All she needs to do is land on this last jump. Celia, cab 5, perfect.
Plenty of speed, landed right in the sweet spot of that landing. Yeah, Haley and Julia unfortunately came up a little bit short on that third and final jump. Celia made a mental note and said, you know what,
I'm gonna go
I'm
a
gonna
little
go a little
deep
deep on
keep
this
it
one.
safe, you know? Like,
Yeah,
That was exactly what she needed to do, and she did it perfectly.
Yeah, land what you know you can land.
And land it perfectly. Land it clean,
Yep.
stylish, in control.
Put a run to your feet, see what score comes in.
And adjust on run, too. I mean, she's got such an advantage right now because she can watch the rest of the field go and then adjust from there, like you said earlier, Tom. And then here's a look again at the cleanest jumps I think we've seen today. Look at her holding the grab all the way through and landing as if she never even took off. So clean. Celia Norendal. I mean, I'm no judge, but I think we're saying hello to our new leader.
I think we might be right now. It's definitely a top 2 run right there. This is going to be a big trick score, 40.9. That is huge for a run 1 in a semifinal.
There it is. Say hello to your new leader, Celia Norendal.
Nice work,
A
Celia.
smart, strategic run number 1 from the Norwegian.
Second of 2 runs coming up here in just a few.
With now 2 riders left to go. And not many landed runs in run number 1. I'm telling you, the nerves to kick it off. This is the first event of the U.S. Open. I mean, the conditions are perfect. It's a perfect weather today. The only thing holding them back is themselves.
So this is Zoe Sadowski Sinot from New Zealand. Burst onto the scene at the Olympics.
Pop off that first rail with authority. We call that beast mode. 50-50 front 3 off. Throwing an indie there off that second feature. Coming into our first jump. Super smooth. Switchback 5. Nice and clean.
What does she have on these final 2 jumps?
Nice wildcat. Oh, it holds on. All the way to the bottom of the landing there. And then final jump. Front 7 puts it down.
Zoe Sadowski Sinot. Will we see our new leader? That was insane.
I think so. Every single one of those features, perfect. And that's what the judges are looking for.
So starting things off with a 50-50 frontside 3.
Boom!
And a grab off the rail there.
But you see that skinny takeoff feature to the left of her right there. Anna Gasser, the only rider to hit that.
There's the straight nose over tail
Look at this.
backflip, also known as a wildcat.
Meow.
Is there a cat in
Oh.
the studio?
There's a wildcat in the studio.
Then a frontside 7.
That's not Zoe. That's Zoe. Wait, nope. That's Zoe. 37.5. Pretty big trick score. The flow score, though, a 33. That'll move her into second place right there.
So just like that, Anna Gasser in 2 runs bumped from first to third behind Zoe Sinot and Celia Norendal. However, this lady right here, Jamie Anderson,
The most consistent.
without a doubt the most dominant slopestyle rider in the history of professional snowboarding.
It's good to go? Thank you.
So now the competitive edge that Jamie has, we've seen this time and again. She knows that right now the bar is set at 74.75. And make no mistake about it, Jamie Anderson is 100% capable of putting down a 90 plus right now. Will she do that? I don't think so.
I think she's going to play it safe.
I think she's
Jamie
going to
is
want to get up into that top spot and just sit there for a minute. She gets a drop last in the second with 2 runs, but she is definitely capable of putting down a run right now that will just lock her into the finals.
I wonder if she adjusted her run from practice to what we're seeing right now. Let's find out. Back 5 were perfect. Going so far down the landing. Still landing it with so much control. Backing it up there. Back to regular with a cap 5. Coming in, let's see, front side 7, mute, puts it down. Jamie Anderson.
It's like a video
right
game.
there, just made the finals.
It's like a video game when the rider just never falls.
It's kind of insane.
It's
I mean,
unbelievable how consistent
so many years.
she is. So let's check this out. This is how it's done. 50-50 to board slide right there, coming out switch. Then we got just a switch board slide here. A nice little setup trick for the 3rd rail island. And Jamie, one of those riders that rides the rails as well as she rides the jumps. Because in today's day and age, everything's scored equally. Gone are the days where you just get through the rail line in order to max your points out on the jumps. Everything has to be taken on an even playing field, and Jamie is so good at that. There you see the switch frontside 540. And then coming into that third and final jump, big old frontside 720 mute grab. I think that's going to be your new leader right there. I think it's going to be Jamie Anderson heading into run 2.
Her safety run, it's just incredible. Let's see what the judges think of it. Oh my goodness, a massive trick score, 47.1. In 83, breaks into the 80s. Jamie Anderson, safe to say, she just secured herself a spot into the finals. So calm, cool, and collected.
Unreal. So Jamie Anderson, you're a new leader. Here we are, Burton U.S. Open. Going to take a quick little break here. We will be back in just a few minutes.
And there's a look at your current standings right now. Jamie Anderson. When we get back, run number 2 of the Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships. Jack Matrani here with Tom Monterosso. We're done with run 1 of the women's semifinals here in Vail, Colorado, with run 2 about to get underway. Excuse me. We got Jamie Anderson currently sitting in that top spot, but Haley Langland down at the bottom right now.
Yeah.
What's it going to take for her to get in there?
I mean, to try to beat Jamie Anderson, it's going to take all you got, that's for sure.
But Haley Langland, she has what it takes. I mean, she had the perfect run going for her, and unfortunately, just that last hit.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is Anna Gasser, the only rider in run 1 to take that third feature through the skinny takeoff. Anna Gasser is
Haley Langland.
And she, this was a little bit of a sketchy run for Anna. She's currently sitting in 4th place right now. And if Julia Moreno, Haley Langland, there's so many people outside of this top 6 that have what it takes to put down a run. And there it is right there. Oh, Haley Langland unfortunately going down.
Yeah, and for Haley and Julia, what it comes down to is 2 more feet of airtime. Yeah. And they're in that top 6, no questions asked. So I think they just went a little bit slow. Didn't have enough speed for that third and final jump. I think they will on the second run. I'll be surprised if they don't make it in.
And now, it's really going to be a question of, are they going to go too far?
Yeah.
How are they going to course correct that? Are they going to find, that perfect amount of speed to get to the sweet spot? I mean, they've got to be nervous. So much pressure when you don't land that first run. There's only one more run to go. They have what it takes, but whew,
Absolutely. And then you take a look at someone like Celia Norendal. She put a great run to her feet. She's currently sitting in second place. Let's take a quick look at Celia's run. She's sitting right behind Jamie Anderson in second place.
So smooth the whole way down. I mean, this was definitely one of Celia's safety runs. In my opinion, that's the way to do it. Throw down a perfect first run.
Hitting the rails regular and switch, showing that difference in variety as she heads into the jumps right now. And this was definitely Celia's safety run. She just wanted to land one, get a score on the board. What, Jack, is it going to take for her to take out Jamie Anderson?
I mean, it's going to take her best run. She's going to have to throw down a little bit more on the jumps, turn this 5 into a 9, and you know, I think it was really smart for her to put down her first run nice and perfect, because now she's got nothing to lose. You know, in my opinion, she's in second place with a 74.75, so if you ask me, she's got nothing to lose, because if she can land one of her best runs and move herself up to the top spot, that gives her all of the competitive advantage in the finals with 3 runs and the last person to drop.
Exactly. But you know, Jack, I've been doing this a long time, so have you. I think it's Jamie's event to lose today. I think Jamie is far and away your favorite, the best slopestyle rider who's ever lived and the most dominant. I think it's going to be really hard to beat Jamie Anderson today.
I couldn't agree more. As we make our way back to the top, run number 2, the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships. What a way to kick it off. I'm feeling the nerves right now, Tom. How are you feeling after those first runs?
I mean, I feel relieved for, you know, Jamie Anderson, Celia Norendal, and Zoe Sadowski. I think right now in those top 3, they're sitting pretty comfortably. But don't count out girls like Claudia Medlova, Haley Langland, Julia Moreno, those girls that didn't land their first run, because they are capable of putting down scores in the low 90s.
And now Claudia Medlova started off on that gap front board. She knows she needs to put down a serious run right now to break into that top 6.
And like you said, Jack, nothing to lose at this point.
No,
Put it
all
all on the line. This is the semifinals. Get up into that top 6. The big show is Saturday. That's when you're going to see some crazy, crazy stuff from these ladies.
So far, so good. Perfect front 7 mute off that second jump right there. And the final jump, back 5, puts it down. Claudia Medlova having an incredible run. I'm telling you, man, that run number 1, she was the first female rider to drop. And you could just see the nerves. And now, watching everybody else go, she really just looked a lot more calm, cool, collected.
And this is kind of going to get crazy now, because she just set the bar for all those girls that are looking to get into the top 6 by putting down an insane run. I think it's going to be a top 6, and I think that's just going to kind of, you know, light a little fire under the rest of the field, and this is going to be a crazy run too.
Yeah, I don't think that any one of these riders is looking to make it into the top 6. They're trying to make that top spot right now.
Yeah, because if you qualify in the first place spot, you drop last in finals. That gives you a really good competitive edge on the big finals day on Saturday.
And in this competition, you can't be going for top 6. You got to put it all on the line. There's so many good riders, and look at this trick score coming in a 40.2, huge trick score, and a 75 moves herself up to second place.
Huge improvement, put her all the way up into second
I think
place.
run 2, she just let us all know that it's going to be hammer time.
Claudia Medlova
So we'll see what happens
from
here.
dead last to second place in one run. Unbelievable.
Let's see if the trend can continue.
All right, here we got Kokomo Morase, 13 years old. You can't even say 13 years old. You have to say 13 years young.
Yeah,
because that's not even old. So let's see if she can put one down. Coming to that third rail feature, 50-50, front side 180. Into the cab 5 underflip there, fully inverted. And then a front side 720.
Having a super smooth run. Final jump, backside 9, and holds on.
She holds on. She came up a little bit short on that final jump, but she did ride away. Going to be very interesting to see where the judges are going to score Kokomo.
Such good style there.
Even got a little grab in there. This is why we love the slow-mo. Because when it's moving full speed, you miss a lot. You know, they're flying through that course.
Remember that one time in the real time, we couldn't really tell. And we were watching Mark McMorris on the triple cork actually pulled out his phone and did an Instagram story shouting out to swipe up and check out the webcast. That's right. If you're watching right now, make sure to tune in. Throw up your question, comments, hashtag Burton US Open. We're here. We got the phones open. You got questions? Let's make this a conversation. We're a connected generation.
Yep. While you're at it, download the Burton US Open app. Stay up to date on everything that's going on here. This is day one. It's a long week here in Vail. We're just getting started, so make sure you catch up with all the latest news with the Burton US Open app.
And now let's get back to the competition. Let's see what the judges thought of that. One little bobble there at the end, but on such a technical trick. By far the most technical trick that we have seen on the jumps, that backside 900, but did come up a little bit short. Held on, but the judges, I'm telling you, they're looking for perfect landings. So I guess the question is a backside 540 with a perfect landing better than a backside 9 with a sketchy landing? We're about to find out.
As an announcer, I got to give kudos to the back 9.
I do too.
That was unbelievable.
I mean, because she's going to be really upset because she could go home thinking I should have just done a backside 5. And there it is, feature 6 at 7.5. That's a huge trick score, 41.5. The flow score was really where it counts in the 75.3. She does get awarded for throwing the risky trick at the end there. Kokomo Murase from Japan, 13 years old, is currently in second place here.
Yeah, I've learned
Dreams do come true.
The longer the judges deliberate, I think the higher the score is, because they're sitting there like kind of figuring out where that person's going to end up, usually in a pretty good spot.
Oh, I thought it was bathroom break. Back to the top, Anna Gasser currently in 6th place. Tom, she has to land this run.
Yeah, so Anna Gasser went from being your current leader midway through run 1 to now she is on the bubble.
Oh my goodness!
That was insane.
The most technical line so far. A lot of pressure here, but she is responding. Anna Gasser, huge backside 7, puts it down. One more jump. Come on, Anna.
What is she going to throw on this third and final jump? Big old frontside
Big old frontside 5. Anna Gasser.
Wow.
Respawns right there. I literally just jumped out of my seat right there when she landed. I felt the pressure.
Jack, you called it. This officially feels like a final right now.
Yep.
We've already had
The run
3
two.
shifts in the podium out of 4 riders. This is unreal.
I mean, these riders, they're used to giving it their all. So when they have a semifinals and you're giving them the opportunity to kind of hold back, they're not good at holding back.
No,
So now that they're going full speed ahead, backside 180 off that skinny feature so far, one of the coolest things we've seen. Look at this, 8.0, kind of sitting in that second to third range on there. So
yeah, you definitely don't get to where these girls have gotten in snowboarding by holding back. And this field is so incredibly strong. They don't like hitting the brake.
They don't.
They like gas. Just
Anna
go
Gasser,
for it.
you
There
said
go.
it, and there it is, gassing up the points, 44.3. Here comes the flow score, an 80.9. Makes her way back up to where she wants to be in a comfortable position there, right behind Jamie Anderson.
And then just think about that. Think about the level of riding we've seen just since the start of run 2. Jamie Anderson
He's
is
still,
still
in the
your
top.
leader.
And that was her safety run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That goes to show you how hard Jamie Anderson is to beat in a slopestyle contest.
She is a good European character. I think you nailed it on the head there. We've got Sina Candria back to the top. She's currently in 11th. She landed her run too in run number 1, so gonna have to step it up a little bit. Coming up a little squirrely there on the 360
Yeah,
off.
just a little bit, but cleans it up nice on that cannon. And into the backside 540, so coming in switch right now. And then the big old switch backside 540. What does she have on this final jump? I think it's going to be a frontside 7. And she puts it down, so everyone is landing their runs
Run number 2
in
is
run
looking
number
good.
2.
Everybody chasing down Jamie Anderson.
This is when it gets fun. This is almost when I transform from an announcer into a fan.
Exactly.
When the
I was
level
just
of riding
thinking
is
that
this high.
Same thing. My hands are sweating, Tom.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to be like that. I'm going to be completely honest. To be 1,000% transparent with you, Tom, women's snowboarding has progressed so much in such a short amount of time. It used to be, oh, there goes Jamie Anderson. She's going to win no matter what. Now there's so many other riders on her tail. We're seeing doubles. We're seeing so much more style and creativity. And so as you mentioned, I am also a huge fan of this slopestyle competition.
Well, and a lot of that too is a testament to guys like, Snowpark Technologies, who year after year are tasked with making a bigger course, more user-friendly. You can only build a jump so big before it becomes dangerous. So these guys have done an unbelievable job of building multi-use features, and that allows for progression to amplify year over year. All right, here we got
the last chance too, Tom. It's the last chance for these riders. It's the last event of the season. And the most prestigious, so no pressure.
No pressure, have fun.
I guess a little pressure. As we make our way back to the top, the Canadian Brooke Voigt. I was just about to say so smooth on the rails. Let's see if she can clean it up here. Perfect 50-50 front 3. Come on, Brooke. 50-50 back 1. She's currently sitting in 9th place. Has to go big on these final few hits.
Switch back 5 right there. Into frontside 720. Kind of missed the grab, but did a great job of readjusting midair. And then a backside 540. I think she went a little bit too big. She landed pretty deep on that back 5. And unfortunately, this is when we have to start saying bye to some of these lovely ladies. That'll be it for Brooke Voigt. That's not going to be enough to get up into that top 6.
Starting to remind me a little bit of The Bachelor right now, Tom. Start to get, a little bit of emotional connection to these riders, and then sad to see them go.
Yeah.
But there's always next year.
There's that switch backside 540. You see the live rank in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Scoring well with the judges. This would have been a tough one to score if she put her run down. She had a clean one going. Kind of missed the grab on that frontside 720, and that might have just thrown her whole run off. Sometimes one little bobble in the middle of a run can ruin the whole thing for you. So Brooke is going to stay in 9th place, 3 spots out from the cutoff of 6. We're going to head back up to the top as Yuka Fujimori is strapping in for her second and final run here in women's slopestyle semifinals. Currently sitting in 8th place with a 64. That's a tricky spot.
Very tricky spot right now. Eye of the Tiger. Love the energy, always smiling, always in a good mood, especially when she lands. So hoping to see her land right now. She really needs another 10 points. Let's see if she can add it to her run right here as she drops in. A lot smoother right off the top, that 50-50 board slide transfer.
Board slide 270 there from Yuka Fujimori. Coming into that pole jam, 50-50 back 1 with a grab.
Coming in switch, Tom, with that cab 5. Throws down, comes up a little short, but manages to hang on as she rolls into the second to last feature. Huge back 7. Looks like she was stretching for the grab. I don't know if she got it. We'll find out in the replay. The front side 7. So a smooth run. Looked like she had a little bit of trouble with the grabs, which at this point in time, you need to grab everything, Tom.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean run from Yuka Fujimori. Couple bobbles, couple misses on the grabs there, but interested to see where this is going to put her. She's currently sitting in 8th place, 2 spots out from the bubble. As we see her live rank coming in on every single feature. There's that cab 5, 6.3 out of 10. Front side 720 right there. This is going to be a nail biter. This is going to be close.
Scores coming in.
So let's see what that trick score is.
38.1.
38.1.
Gonna need a big flow score. Here it comes. Will she make it to the final? 67.3 puts her in 7th place.
So you did call it, Jack. That cutoff right now is 70.5. So if you want to get into the finals, it's a 70.5 or better.
And that was from Zoe.
And that was from Zoe
which was
in run
a
one.
heater of a run.
Yeah.
She was currently sitting in 2nd, I believe, after the first runs.
Yeah. And now she's in 6th. That goes to show you how heavy this second run has been here in slopestyle semis.
And I would hate to be sitting in that position right now. Isabel Durungs, currently in 13th, needs to step it up. 50 board slide, went in switch. Huge gap, cab board slide back to regular into the pole jam. 50-50 back one, slaps a grab on there. And a huge switch back 5. Front 7 fighting for the grab, and unfortunately not enough to get there. And taking the creative line at the end here. The smooth backside rodeo off the bottom feature.
That's
so
kind of Isabel's like signature trick. I've seen her do backside rodeos before. She's got that trick really mastered. So right now she's currently sitting in 13th place. Will that be an improvement? I think so. Will it be enough to get up into the top 6? That's for the judges to know, but needs to be a 70.5 or better as we take a look at Isabel's replay run here. Switch backside 540 on feature number 4. And then a front side 720. Just touching that grab there. And then on the last jump, she went backside rodeo from the quarter pipe to the jump landing. So Isabel's first run score 44.7, second run score 62.7. Unfortunately not enough. She will stay in 9th place here at the US Open.
Heated semifinals. As we mentioned earlier, this is more like a finals. And it's just at the point where you have to do every single trick has to be perfect. There's 6 features, 6 chances to fall.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Absolutely. Well, you know, in Pyeongchang, the women's slopestyle event was run in very windy, I might say dangerous conditions. They were very, very conservative at the Olympics in South Korea. So I feel like the girls are looking at this now as redemption time.
Their final chance, 100%.
They want to pull out every trick they have in their bag, and they are putting on an incredible show. They are succeeding. If that is their mission, they are 100% succeeding.
Couldn't agree more. You said it perfectly right there, Tom. This is their chance for redemption. As Miyabi Onitsuka, you saw right there, she's currently sitting in 11th with the 57.7. She has what it takes to bump in that top 6. Will she do it?
And I would say halfway through, more than halfway through run 1, Miyabi was in that top 6. Now she's in 11th. We've seen such a shakeup in that top 6 since the start of run 2.
Doing that hashtag Burton US Open Cab 5, throwing down the grab. If you're watching, let us know what you think. Backside 7 and pulls it around just barely into the final feature.
Frontside 540 from the quarter pipe to the landing of the jump right there. So good creativity, good amplitude, a strong rail section. And Miyabi currently in 11th place. Will it be enough?
Needs a 70.5 to crack into that top 6. But we still haven't seen Haley Langland, Julia Moreno. I'd say unless she's going to bump herself into that 3rd place, she's in risky waters right there.
Yeah, you have right now, pretty much you have to get up into that top 3. And the cutoff right now for the top 3 is 75.3. Because like you said, we still have Haley and Julia to go, and they are not up in that top 6. Celia Norendal bumped down to 5th place. She still has yet to drop, so she might bump up into that top 3 and shake it up even more.
That's just not enough. 8th place, Miyabi Onitsuka.
You know what though? 8th place at the US Open Slopestyle. Put that on a resume.
Absolutely, I would.
All right, back up to the top for her final run. Raira Irabuchi, 16 years old, regular footer. Starting things off.
She's got
to the
style.
front side board slide. Into the board slide. Oh, she
yeah,
was
in
going
run
board
one,
slide to fakie.
She had that dialed in run one. Unfortunately, she might have to bust out a triple cork here to make up for it.
Just put it all on the line.
I think so.
Just go for it.
Pull a Red Gerard 2 years ago and just send it.
Yeah, with a bobble like that in the rail section, I mean, we're getting to the point now where everything needs to be perfect. This is officially almost a
cab
final.
9. So she was listening to us. She definitely tried to make up for it with a cab 9 at the bottom, but unfortunately, Raira is going to stick with her first run score there.
And so now it kind of gets into drama time because the next two riders to drop, Haley Langland and Julia Moreno, are the only two riders that can shake up the top 6. Everyone else is already in. Wow. So
Tom, I'm
if they
freaking out.
do shake up that top 6, they're going to bump Zoe Sadowski out. She still has to go. They might bump Celia Norendal out. Celia still gets a second run, so it's about to get really interesting.
You're freaking me out, Tom. I might have to walk away for these. So you just have to let me know what happened.
Let's get Jack some water up here.
Somebody got some water? Raira, 16 years young. Definitely a long career ahead of her. As you mentioned, man, top 10 at the U.S. Open, even to be competing at the U.S. Open,
Yeah,
is a career feat itself.
yeah, that's a highlight. Okay, so
Haley
Haley
Langland, here we go.
Langland currently sitting in 14th place with a first run score of 40.5.
She has what it takes to win this thing. So much style. She's got the tricks.
Yeah, we talk so much about Jamie because Jamie's always in that number 1 spot. Haley Langland absolutely 100% has a run that can be first place worthy. There's no question about it.
And this is it. Her final chance to bump up into that top 6. Starting off nice in the board slide.
Coming into Rail Island number 2, 50-50 frontside 360.
Looking smooth in control into the pole jam. Nice 50-50, shifty out into the first jump. Nice frontside 3, double grab right there. Throwing down the style. She's got this back 5. Oh, and that's it.
No.
U.S. Open dream drifts away as she slides down.
Haley Langland.
So close.
She fell on the last jump in run 1. Fell on the second jump in run 2.
So aesthetically pleasing to watch snowboard.
Haley
So we will
Langland,
not be seeing Haley in the
17
finals,
years young. She's got a
but
long
it is
road
such a
ahead of
pleasure
her.
watching her ride. She's so
We will be
clean,
looking forward
so
to watching
refined
her
with style.
in years to come at the U.S.
Just
Open.
brings interesting things to the game like that.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Her rail section was really, really good. Super strong rail zone. And then let's see what went wrong on the jump here. There's that backside 540
much
double
style.
grab, stale and nose.
And that's the moment right there.
Again, I think it's just she didn't have enough speed, not enough airtime.
So it was literally the matter of a 0.2 miles per hour. She had to go a foot further, and I think she would have been fine. But you know what? I know Haley's going to have a nice spring ahead of her to kind of finally take the competition nerves off of her and just let her go snowboarding and have some fun.
She has so many appearances left at the U.S. Open. She's 17 years old. She'll be back for the next 7 years.
And here's her friend at the top, Julia Moreno from Connecticut. She's got the tricks, the style, the difficulty. Let's see if she can squeak her way into that top 6. Perfect off the first rail, 50-50 front lip transfer. Perfect 50-50 front side 3.
And the back one off the
She's looking
cannon
good,
there.
Tom. She's looking good.
Coming in switch. There's that underflip.
Always opening up, I'll tell you why, because she's going to double flip that if she makes finals. Let's see if she can do it. Oh! Squeaks around that 7. I thought that was
hand
it.
drag, little hand drag. But she's still on her feet. She's still got a chance. Frontside 720.
Tom, what's it going to be?
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting
I
here.
thought she was going down on that back 7. I don't know how she landed that. Really just snuck it around. We'll get to take another look at that in slow motion. Just look at how smooth this rail section was. Perfect. As if she just didn't even leave the ground.
Nice, simple, clean backside 180 off that pole jam. Setup trick for this right here. And as Jack mentioned, look at her open up right there. Because
that's her double.
That's double
She's,
worthy right there for
like
a final.
They don't like throwing the brakes.
So the front side 7 was very clean. Backside 7, little bit of a hand drag. 41.4 is a big trick score though.
I think we're going to see her bump into the top 6. And she does. 75.8, bumps herself into 3rd. That is a nice place to be right now. She might have just secured her spot into the finals.
So she just bumped Celia Norendal down to the number 6 position and bumped
Zoe out. So now Zoe, who was in 2nd after runs 1, is now outside of that top 6 with one more chance.
So if you're Celia Norendal right now, you definitely do not want to ride away from this run still in 6th place because Zoe drops next, followed by Jamie Anderson. So the next 2 riders pay very close attention to what happens.
This is the
Celia
final
is
battle.
in the finals right now. Zoe is not, but all of that can change in the next couple of minutes here.
Tom, you're making me incredibly nervous.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I'm freaking out. Here we
That's
go.
why they hire me.
Celia, 2nd and final run.
Board slide to fakie there. Switch 50-50, switch back 1. And going far right, flat rail there, 50-50 frontside grab off. And a backside 720 from Celia Norendal. This is where she can make up a lot of points here in that jump section. Frontside 540. What's it gonna be for the final kicker?
Cap 9. Oh man, really trying
She
to.
went for it though.
She was going for broke. She was going to take Jamie Anderson out. If she would have landed that, I think it would have been enough too. So now Celia currently sitting in one of the most uncomfortable spots on the bubble, currently in 6th with 1 rider left to go that has what it takes to bump herself back up to the top. So
That's probably why she took off her mittens, because this is a nail biter.
hey!
So there's that switch 50-50 back 1 out. And then this is where Celia shines. Backside 720, grabbing mute right there. And then the front side 540. And here she pulls out all the stops. Cab 900, but lands a little heavy on that back leg, not quite able to put it down. So Celia Norendal will remain in 6th place as we go back up to the top. And the girl currently sitting 1 spot out of the finals in 7th is set to drop. This is Zoe Sadowski Sinat.
This is it, Tom. Her final chance. Zoe, currently 1 spot away from that top 6 in 7th place.
Have fun.
Her final chance. Will she do it?
All right, so Zoe Sadowski Sinat made her big snowboarding debut at the Olympics, walking away with a silver medal in big air. There's a 50-50 frontside 3, and then a backside 180 with a grab off that pole jam.
That is how you start a run.
Yeah, this is
Looking
looking.
smooth. Oh, and not enough speed. I shouldn't opened my mouth.
I was just about to say this is looking very promising.
Oh, and there
for
it
Zoe
is.
Sinat.
Your top 6 is set for the women's finals on Friday. Zoe Sadowski. Oh man, she just must be in disbelief right now.
Yeah.
After run 1, sitting in 2nd, and now riding down outside of the finals. And that is true sportsmanship right there. Giving a hug to Julia Moreno, the rider who took her out of the finals. Oh!
Her rail line was looking absolutely incredible. unfortunately just could not put this switch backside 540 underfoot. She came up a little bit short, caught the knuckle of that jump. That'll be it for Zoe Sadowski Sanat. So how many times have we said this before? It's going to be another victory lap
for Jamie
Anderson.
Wow. You know what? I've got so much respect for Jamie. To be this consistent in a sport that progresses at the level that it does and the rapid pace that it has been, and she's still on top, 27 years old. There's a 13-year-old out there chasing her down.
I mean, people talk about in surfing Kelly Slater, right? He's been so dominant for so long.
Yep.
So has Jamie Anderson. Because people forget that Jamie Anderson, you know, first made her like professional snowboarding debut when she was like 14 or 15 at the X Games. So she's been just untouchable for over a decade at this point. And I think she's just going to have fun with it.
I don't know.
She's just going to enjoy it.
I wouldn't speak too soon.
Maybe use it as another practice run, though.
I think she's going to go full send. Look at this. Oh, bolts. Look at how far she goes. Taking it halfway down.
5 into the cab 5. So you're right. She is sending it right now.
Look at how nonchalant she is in between the jumps. Oh, God. As I mentioned that, but pulls it together with a nice front 3. Shifty. Jamie Anderson now going into finals in the best position that she can be in. She will drop last in finals on Friday as she gets to have a little bit of strategy the same way that she did today.
That was insane. Board slide to front board.
You know, she is currently dating Tyler Nicholson, who we're going to see later today. You know, I think that's one way that she keeps progressing, is surrounding herself with the men.
Yeah.
Who keep pushing her. Because there was a point in time where, you know, nobody was really challenging Jamie. Jamie was just out there kind of pushing herself and taking it easy, and then
there's such a resurgence now too in the women's field as far as slopestyle is concerned, with Julia Moreno, with Haley Langland, even someone like Zoe, who just kind of made her big debut at the Olympics. She is now a threat to Jamie. So Jamie has more motivation than ever to stay on top, and that's going to cause her to progress twice as fast, which is terrifying for the rest of the field, because she is already so good and so consistent.
You know what I would love to see, Tom, is I would love to see Jamie Anderson go back to the top and enter the men's competition.
She would make finals.
I think she would make finals. It's like Battle of the Sexes, that new tennis movie.
Yeah.
What an incredible way to kick off the Open, man. Wow.
Yeah. Under beautiful blue skies, there's literally not a single cloud in sight. No wind. The snow seems like it's still really fast, even though it's warming up pretty quick out there. And I think that set the tone for the men's field this afternoon, which is going to go off. So here is your result list for women's slopestyle semifinals. Jamie Anderson is your top qualifier, followed by Anna Gasser, Julia Moreno, newcomer Kokumo Morase, Claudia Medlova, and Celia Norendal.
Oh, man. And poor Zoe right outside of the top 6 with a 70.5, a great score.
And Yuka Fujimori sitting in 8th place, followed by Miyabi Onitsuka, Raira Iwabuchi, Isabel Durungs, Brooke Voigt, Sina Kandrian, and a big, stunning upset, Haley Langland failing to qualify. But all in all, not a ton of surprises, except for Haley Langland not making it up into that top 6. I mean, Jamie Anderson is your first place qualifier. How many times have we said that? Followed by Anna Gasser, building that friendly rivalry. It's going to be an unbelievable final.
What about the 13-year-old?
Kokumo.
Kokumo.
Yeah.
That was a surprise.
Yeah. Welcome to professional snowboarding, Kokumo.
Yeah,
you officially made it. You qualified in the top 6.
That's what makes this one of my favorite, my favorite event of the season. It's because of these newcomers.
Yeah.
This is their place where they become their new career.
Yep.
This is it.
Like you said earlier, it's also a place where someone like Jamie Anderson can add to her legacy. So it's really interesting paradigms here at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, and what a perfect day to do it here. You mentioned earlier they're coming off of the Olympics where the women just didn't really have the best conditions, and now they're coming into this last event with redemption.
Exactly. They weren't given an opportunity to ride at the level that they could. They got that today, and they did.
And what an incredible event. Let's take a look at some of these runs from the women's semifinal here, kicking it off in 3rd place. Who do we got? Kokomo,
We got
13-year-old.
Kokumo, 13 years old, and she's going to her first U.S. Open final.
Oh, sorry, this is Julia Moreno. Julia Moreno was in fourth. My
That's
bad.
right, Julia
So
Moreno. So she stepped it up in her second run. She was outside of that top 6 after run 1. So her feet were to the fire, and she stepped up big time. And Julia, one of the only girls in the field who has bested Jamie Anderson in a slopestyle contest. So definitely keep your eye out for Julia on finals day. Big old backside 7 there.
That was literally a centimeter away.
Yeah, that was a
From
make
not
or
pulling
break
that
jump
off.
right there. And then a frontside 720. So Julia Moreno clocking in with a second run score of 75.85. And only 2 riders were better than her, Anna Gasser and Jamie Anderson. So here we're going to take a look at Anna Gasser's run in a moment. Now Anna, another rider that it had to take her second run in order to get up into that top
I was
6.
literally, you guys didn't see me, but I was off of my seat because she had to put it down, and she did when it counted most.
Board slide 270 there on the first rail feature.
Now watch this right here. The only rider to take this line. Look at how skinny that takeoff
That
is
is
and
terrifying.
how smooth she handled that. Judges
Absolutely
rewarding her.
terrifying.
So now, really excited to have the top 6 set. This is going to be one of the best snowboard finals, women's snowboard finals we've ever seen.
Yeah, this is going to be incredible. And again, like we said, it just kind of adds to that Anna Gasser, Jamie Anderson rivalry. Right now, Anna and Jamie are the 2 best slopestyle riders on the planet, and they are the 2 best out of this top 6. But like we said, it's anybody's game, as we saw today.
What do you think it's going to take? We're going to see some doubles.
I think we're going to see some double corks. I think we're going to have to out of the women's field.
What
and I
about some
think-
more like creative lines? We saw Anna Gasser there take that really narrow takeoff.
Yeah.
She was the only person to do it. And Jamie Anderson, the rest of the field, got to watch and see how high she was rewarded for it. Do you think we're going to see some more people taking some more creative lines?
Absolutely. But ultimately, Jack, what we're getting at here, the main question is, can anybody beat Jamie Anderson? She is so dominant and so confident and so consistent. This was her first run, so she was the 14th rider to drop, and then she was just cruising, stayed in first place throughout the entire event, and this is why, because this is Jamie Anderson's second gear. She's got about 4 more that she can go to when it comes down to the finals, and she's going to be dropping last in the finals, so she gets the luxury of sitting back, seeing what all the other girls put down, and then adjusting from there. And that's what has made Jamie Anderson so dominant for over 10 years now.
I mean, just look at that. She's so confident, sending that back 5 halfway down the landing and just stopping it perfectly.
Yeah, that's something that's so understated about Jamie's riding is she goes so much bigger than everybody else, but lands so much more than everybody else. She's so good at sending it to the deep end and riding away unscathed.
How does she get that extra edge? How has she been able to be so consistent for so many years, do you
I think she's just been doing it for so long. And you know, a lot of it has to do with natural talent. I mean, some people are born with it, some aren't. When you're born with it and you maximize that natural talent, you can be that dominant for that long.
I mean, it's one of the hardest things to be consistent in because snowboarding is one of those sports that just keeps progressing and
Yep.
progressing and progressing, and it's hard on your body. She's 27 years old. She's been doing this for so long. I mean, how many times has she unfortunately taken a slam and then bounced back and then found her way back to the top?
Yeah, and Jamie's really good at staying injury-free. She takes really good care of her body. She trains off the snowboard, and she snowboards a ton. So those 3 factors right there just make her almost unstoppable.
Speaking of unstoppable, we're going to see some pretty unstoppable riding. We've got Mark McMorris. We've got Tyler Nicholson, Jamie's boyfriend, set to take the stage this
Yep.
afternoon in the men's snowboard semifinals.
Red
I'm
Gerard,
really
Brock
excited.
Crouch, that next generation of kids on the come up in the men's slopestyle scene. So it's going to be incredible. If the women were any precursor to what we're going to see here today in the men's field, you may as well not sit down, Jack.
I'm
Just
going to
stand up.
I'm going to stand up and say,
All
let's
day.
have a look right now at a preview of what's to come. Wow, look at this. This is some footage from last year.
Yeah, and last
Man.
year was absolutely incredible.
Oh, this is practice. Sorry, this is practice from this year. I was going to say the course looks awfully similar. Coming up
Well,
next,
so does the
men's
weather.
slopestyle semifinals. 32 down to 10. This is, we just watched 14 down to 6. We're going to watch 32 down to 10.
Yeah, that's something about the Open is a lot of contests they'll have, you know, say they have 32, they'll cut it in half. They'll go 16, not the Open.
10.
They go 10.
And that means it's really going to take their A game, their best runs possible, because there's so many up-and-comers that want to take down or want to make it to the finals. So they're not going to hold back. So if they don't hold back, then Mark's not going to be able to hold back. Red Gerard's not going to be able to hold back. And you know Mark's probably up there thinking right now, Red Gerard stole my Olympic gold. I'm coming after you, little boy.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Absolutely amazing. Well, the women was incredible. I think for me, one of the standout stories is Kokumo, the 13-year-old finishing in 4th place here, advancing on to finals. That's what makes the U.S. Open so special. It's anybody's game. The women rode incredible. The men are going to ride incredible. What a great first day of the U.S. Open.
What a great start.
Yeah.
You got to give a shout out to Mother Nature, give a shout out to Vail, all the partners, everyone, all the fans that are coming out, most importantly the riders for just continuing to push snowboarding in the best direction possible. It's 2018, the 36th U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a little shot, the difference in the riding from the first U.S. Open to where it is now. I mean, I'm sure 36 years ago, nobody out there was saying it's going to get to the level that it's at.
No.
It's insane.
There's no way. And I'm sure no one would say a 13-year-old could make their way to finals. Before we end this show, we're going to take a look at Kokumo's run.
Here she
This
is.
is 13 years old out of Japan. Jack, what were you doing when you were 13 years old?
I was actually competing in the U.S. Open myself, but I was not making the finals. That is for sure. That was a long, long way later in the career right there.
Yeah, this
Kokumo
girl is
started off young, 13.
so talented.
It's crazy. There's so many young up-and-comers. I mean, it's just different now. When you're young, you're looking up to Jamie Anderson, Anna Gasser, Haley Langland, all these riders. You're seeing the level that it's at, and that's what you're striving for. Back in the day, when I was 8 years old, people were doing 720s and 900s, so that's what we were out there doing.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like a girl like Kokumo, 13 years old, I don't think she's old enough yet to understand the magnitude of the U.S. Open.
you know, she probably can't even do long division. I mean, let alone.
I think that's going to be an advantage for her because when you're 13 years old, you don't really feel the pressure that maybe like a Jamie Anderson would when she's been doing this for 12 years and has the weight of the world on her shoulders. So I think Kokumo is going to have a really good showing here in the finals. I think she's going to be a fun one to watch.
I can't wait to watch. I'm getting really excited. In fact, I think it's time to take a quick break. Go stretch. Get ready for the big show. The men's semifinals is coming up, 12:30. Don't go anywhere. I'm Jack Matrani, Tom Monterosso. We'll see you at 12:30.
The world is full of anchors, meant to keep you in place. But the good news is that it's also full of things that remind you not to let them. So every time you raise a Pacifico, let it be a reminder to live life anchors up.